So we've entered 2022 in the US or whatever. Happy New Year, whatever. So we're gonna start to do Canadian compilation for llvm. But before doing that, we're gonna repeat something. We're gonna build cross compiler for Windows again. Okay. You might ask, why would we do that? Right? It's because last time when we built the GCC, it's using the Win32 thread. If we just try to check our GCC here, it's Win32 thread, right? It's not posix thread. Okay, if we are using Win32 thread model, it doesn't provide the C++ standard threads here. But llvm relies on threading, right? Which means we have to make threading works before we're doing any more compilation. So that's why we need to go back and start to build things here. So I'm going to just create another one called x86 for posix with WinGW32, just to differentiate the thing here, right? I'm going to build a posix WinGW32, right? Oh, it should be native. It's not actually in a native one. We create a native because it's actually still native compiler, right? Native cross compiler, right? Just running on this platform. That's why I call it native. So we can set, as I did before, we can set target, set prefix, since we couldn't just only compile llvm, right? I'm not going to build 32-bit libraries. It doesn't make any sense. I don't waste time on that. So we're using our new system, this is GNU. Then we're going to host here, right? It's host on here. Now I'm going to start compilation. In the start parts, we prefix bin path, right? Okay, echo the path here to see what's the torture, whatever it is. Now we're going to start. So we're going to start by just go to bin utils. When you first create the subdirect for creating bin utils, right? Disable Python 3, disable with Python 3, copy, prefix. Yeah, we don't need enable gold because the target is not the thing we are running here. Make J whatever, but I'm going to set a few words right. Make J6. Make J6. Since our goal is to Canadian compile llvm, we are not going to build 32-bit, okay? I'm not going to build 32-bit here. Probably, yeah, I think I can build that. Yeah, I can just show you. A few before build. Here down, baby, here down. Now we need to repeat our steps with it. Right? Repeat our steps. Parts, whatever. Make GCC. So here, since I've mentioned on Windows we have Win32, POSIX, and MCF. MCF is not on FCF, but it doesn't support directly by the mainstream GCC. If we're doing XCD using POSIX, which is coming from the main GW, we won't have the issues we have here. I don't see a point for 32 anymore. 6th thread is quite slow. right? Okay. This is quite funny. It's quite funny to see here. Now we're gonna just build GCC like that. Okay. So we do first copy this from here. We need some top settings. And this posix right now is not here, right across. CLG, SGLG. Also need to put replace the prefix here. Replace the prefix with the thing what we care about. Right. So we need to replace this. Replace it. To disable SGLG exceptions. Enable multi-leave. Pause it. So we need to just first make our GCC. J10, not J1. J6 is probably too slow. J10, just try. Don't make it too slow, but it should also not affect on the process. Excellent. Oh, here's the thing problem I forgot is that we did not set linker properly. We didn't add the things to the path properly. Did we add the things to the path? Yeah, still the microphone should work. Okay. Let me test my microphone. Okay. So I hope I won't get issues with microphone. I hope I won't get issues with microphone. No issues, right? Has no issues. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, the microphone disconnected. This is USB microphone using phone microphone. It cannot not this. That will be the GCC part, or the GCC's GCC part. Did we just enable thread? Threads equals posix. If we didn't know, just we're wasting our time, right? We're wasting our time. So the whole point is enable threads, which is posix, right? Add a setting to recompile everything, which is to put this structure in the vim-rc, okay? Base RC, we need to put our path here, so we don't need to do that again. Here is dollar at home. Torch is native, right? Create a new one. Let's just test the thing here. Okay, we'll just test whether this POSIX torch is POSIX HW. Not G++, but for example, GDB. It works, right? It has no issues. GDB was configured whole hard. So the whole difference between POSIX and Windows is this, okay? But I didn't put that, which is just ridiculous, right? Just complete waste time. It's just, I'm sorry for that. So enable thread, extremely important. Okay, set it to POSIX. Okay, to POSIX. It's linking. I guess a lot of memory usage issues not coming from the compiler, but coming from the linker, right? The linker would take a lot of memory just to do any basic stuff, right? Very slow. Very slow. Oh no. Just very slow. Very slow. GNU linker is very slow. That's a ridiculously slow linker. Install. install strip GCC. Just install strip the GCC part. Alright, then we start to build min-gw64 headers. They're gonna build CRT. They're gonna build thread, right? M32 and M64, right? So first build headers. Build headers. Okay. Yeah, we can port again to see whether we get anything here. No, not here, right? Yeah, that's the only change they have right now. So we first build into the min-gw header. Prefix target, right? Host is target. Right, that's the only thing. Disable ERS, disable WL. Yeah, just the config file, not the file. Okay. Script J. Okay. This is header. The second is of course the CRT. It's just like what we did before. So CRT target host target. Yeah. Okay, we need to check it again. Okay, check it again. It's posix, right? It's using posix thread model, not the thread model we used before. We're not using too many threads because you override files, right? We just use 6 threads or something like that. Decline here. Okay, no decline. Bugzilla, okay, bug report. It looks like it's a bug in the GW, right? In GW 64. I don't know what the flags are not defined, but we can just go to GWW64 to see. Okay, float. It doesn't include float.h. That's the reason, right? Yeah, it does include float.h. Okay. But it still cannot find headers. CD664. Let's check what's wrong here. No, not in the, it's in the torch right now, right? Torch and GNU here. Float.h. 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 Right? One building. This should be black. Whatever. We can just copy the thing here. I don't care about what other share is here. Sec API. MinGW64 Sec API. Sec API. Okay, go to the Sec API here. GWW64. GWW64. We go here. CRT, right? Let's see which file wrong here. Sec API. Sec API control FP. Right. Control FP. They're not defined symbols, right? We can just, since they are not defined symbols, we can just MCW. Right? We don't care about that at all, right? We'll just do that first, and later we're gonna fix it. But it clearly doesn't have headers if we plug it here. Oh, please no. All right, at least it doesn't create issues. Install strip J. Okay, we install the CRT part. Now we're gonna compile the pthreads. We're gonna first use pthreads 32. We'll go here and check what our installation is. Right, we can just check. Go and pull back to check that. It's quite funny. It doesn't have the 32 beliefs, right? It doesn't have the 32 beliefs. So we don't need to do anything at all. No, I don't think so. I think the actual problem is that but I think GCC will still go here and say, hey, you don't have that thing, right? They're gonna find it, which is not quite the thing what we would expect. But let me just check it again to see what the configs we have here. Okay, no, I just we did not build 32 here. Huh. Right, this is a problem. Right? So those are all the things we need to check when we're building those things, because we have all sorts of weird issues, weird, just very weird. Assembler. What? It just tells us we cannot do this. Make JF. About instruction. Push hop. Probably because about instruction push pop. Assembler. This is quite funny, right? This is actually very funny. Okay, maybe we will be able to just using the host torch of MinGW, this one, to build a Canadian one, right? This is the bullshit part here. Is it creates so many errors, right? Just so many errors. I actually don't know why this thing here will cause issues with 32. And also I don't know whether the thread model can just interferes with what we're doing. Okay. I think it's purely a guess, probably the issues with build system. It doesn't understand what we are doing, right? It doesn't understand what we try to do here. I'm just doing some weird things that doesn't matter. That's some sort of possibility. Yeah, now we have the llvm list 32 installed. And the second part of it is that we're gonna build WinP threads. It's very like what we build with GCC, right? So this part should be easy compared to next one. I'm gonna first building 32. Because nobody is going to say, hey, it's not going to cause issues. Libraries, okay. And now we're going to go for WinP thread. Okay, WinP thread. Disable the error. That's something we always going to do. Target is host is target. Host is target. Prefix is home. Is prefix target. But here we're not doing the same thing. We're using 32, which is it should be x86 right? At M32. I'm gonna just put M32 here. Whatever nonsense. Just don't be conflict with the existing libraries. Anything here, I'm gonna copy files. So then we're gonna use build system. Build we're gonna use x86 64. posix llvm32. Should be posix. So CC and C++. We also need to set CC and CXX. Okay. G++. I'm 32, right? So here is win posix GW32. GCC 32. We not compile. It cannot compile the prefix. Okay, it's not i64. No, it doesn't have that kind of thing, right? So it's just no. It can produce binaries. It cannot produce binaries we need. It's quite a funny way why we cannot do this. It just cannot compile anything. Okay, then just use it M64. It cannot compile anything. Not posix. But it looks like some issues with the portion itself. This is something which is quite bad, you know. This is something very bad, right? I always cannot get these things around. but DLL tool will not work correctly. Right? It cannot just determine the thing here, right? Which is install script. I seriously thought whether this torch just works in any way. Yeah, I think GCC just couldn't understand posix. That's the only explanation I have here. It simply just doesn't understand it's a posix. Okay, no problem. Actually, it's quite opposite. It has no issues. You just cannot do anything with lib32, but it has no issues at all. Wow, this is funny. This is quite funny. Install straight away. Okay, it should install here. It should install a directory we need here with libpthread. What? Do we see any DLLs here? No DLLs. Huh. Oh no! It's just right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for this nonsense. Okay, we did install something wrong. Go back to here. Okay, this is what I really don't like posix. It's just a lot of issues, right? And even without those issues, it still blows binary size. Threading, just people love threading, but threading is pretty bad, in my opinion. Okay, we've installed that here. Leave, but you copy the wrong DLLs, which is always the issue. Is that they will always copy wrong DLLs. Even if they assume they don't, they still copy wrong DLLs. All right. So now we have the DLLs we have here. Now we copy the DLLs to copy these DLLs to lib32. And copy other DLLs. Oh, we don't need to copy any more DLLs because when we compile the things here, the DLL is already installed in the correct location, right? So we can just put it here. It doesn't matter. It just as long as we don't override it, and we know where it is, it's fine. It's just fine, right? So now we can continue our compilation. Let's just pick more threads. J12. I hope libgcc won't cause any issues with the build here. But I'm guessing the M32 just won't work the way we would expect here. Let me ensure that no threads are killed. No process are killed here. Yeah, no process are killed. They are already running for 2 hours. Right. will multiply, right? Okay. Let me see whether we have this 32-bit DRL installed here. I seriously don't know whether we have these two sequences. Just, this is quite funny, Okay, so here's the thing. GCC doesn't provide the 32-bit DRLs here. Okay, there's no 32-bit at all. Okay, even we think it doesn't have that. Which means it's probably not only supposed to do whatever. I don't care about that shit anymore. So we have this shorthand, and we can start building whatever. We just disable multilib. I think disable multilib is the best thing of the best. Because we don't care, right? We just don't care here. Okay, that's all about the video here. Next video we're gonna enter how to just do the real Canadian compilation with this new shorthand. Okay. See you next video.